It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I have become a fan of this man, Oliver Anthony. His Rich Men North of Richmond song is literally stuck in my head. I can't get it out. Everywhere I go, I'm singing that hook in my head. It's an amazing song, an amazing message. It's gone crazy. I love to see the attention that he's getting, and I'm going to continue to check out his music. I also have a song that he put out called Virginia, I believe, that will drop at some point, but I saw that he just dropped this, 90-some Chevy, so I figured let's get into the newest thing first, and we'll continue through the other stuff that he's actually got available to us. But hopefully this man continues down this path. I love to hear it. It's cool to see people get the attention that I feel they deserve. So let's dive in. Let's see what this one's all about.
That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350 is when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day.
I like the way he plays with that. He's like, listen, hold up. The way you said that, the whole, if you turn around and, I like, okay, this is great. This is great. I didn't know what to expect from this one.
That old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on.
She rides just right when you turn around. This man got some stuff. Okay, this is dope.
The only thing sounds better than that old 350s when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I'll tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Zemco. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy.
See, I love this man's voice. I think that it's extremely dope, but he's never taken any voice lessons. And it's like he said in his interview with Joe Rogan, which shout out to him for getting that interview. I want to say I talk about it in the Virginia reaction. I forget exactly what I said, but if you guys have not seen him on the Joe Rogan Experience, you should definitely check it out because they have some great conversations. You learn a lot about him, and it just makes you respect and like him even more as a person than you already do. At least for me, it did. I would assume it's going to be the same for anybody else that's a fan of what he's dropped so far. But I like this guy, and I like that he was very honest, and he's like, listen, my voice may not be the perfect pitch. I may not sing in the right key all the time. It might not be the way that it really should be if it was taught to me, but I just do what it feels. You know what I'm saying? And people that are just the everyday listeners, they can relate to it. They can, it sounds good to them, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes sense what he's saying. I'm stumbling over my words, unfortunately. I wish I could get this out in a cleaner way, but what he's saying is right? Like, not everybody is as a voice teacher or someone who sings, and so we don't always hear all the little imperfections, but a lot of times, in my opinion, those little imperfections are what makes somebody stand out and what makes somebody unique to themselves. So him not having vocal training and him just kind of just doing what he feels and just, approaching it the way that he feels it should be approached, I think is also going to aid in his success.
In the back of that 90-some Chevy, well, she's hotter than hell, I'm higher than gas. She's sweeter than honey, I'm poor white trash.
Listen, if he's higher than gas, my man is floating. He's in space right now because gas is crazy. I can't imagine for everybody that's out west in Cali or something like that. It's got to be absolutely ridiculous. Where I live in upstate New York, it's, I think, pretty much $4 at this point, which is wild. I mentioned this in another video. I don't know if it was an Oliver Anthony video, but when I was a kid in high school, I remember we would just get change together and get like $1.50, $2, and the kid was like, all right, cool, we got enough together, I could bring everybody home, and would bring people home all around town off of $2 because that was like more than a gallon at the time. So he's like, yeah, I'm solid. It might give you a couple gallons even. Like, it's crazy the way things have went. And it's just wild when you really think about it. It's like, oh, well, minimum wage is $15 now. It's like, well, that's cool, but everything else became more expensive. So is it really any different? Like, it doesn't really make much sense, right? Like, it's $4 a gallon, minimum wage is 15. Back then it was like $1 something to $2 a gallon, maybe at most, not even, to be honest with you. It was probably even lower than that. And minimum wage was like $7. So it's like, it's really the same thing, just they just You don't know, but then everything else became even more. It's not good. Things aren't good.
She ain't had a check that I couldn't cash. I guess that she's my Carter and I'm her cash. And I've been sitting around drinking on it. I guess I'm gonna have to get me a ring and get it on it. 'Cause that old darling of mine is like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on. The only thing sounds better than that old 350 is when she's running up to kiss me. When I get home, it's been a hard day. I tell you, darling, it's been a long week. Might have to load up the dogs, go and listen to the frogs croaking down in the creek. We can take her nice and slow, a case of beer and a Simcoe. Let the sun sink good and low. There ain't no telling where we'll go in the back of that 90-some Chevy. In the back of that 90-some Chevy. That old darling of mine's like a 90-some Chevy. She rides just right when you turn her on.
I really enjoy that. I enjoy that. My biggest fear with him is that people fall off from listening to him unless he continues to go down the path of the rich men north of Richmond, as far as just constantly dropping stuff that could be construed as political or picking a side. You know what I'm saying? And I like when he speaks about stuff like that, because I do appreciate his opinion, and I really enjoyed that song, and I get why it went viral. The problem is the division that it causes between people that agree with it and don't agree with it and stuff like that is part of the reason why it went viral. I'm just hoping that enough people understand that he's a really talented artist and that he's got more to talk about than that. He can make songs like this that are just fun songs, or songs about a girl, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could make different songs, and I just hope that those songs get the same love, which I believe they do, because this has 1.5 million views, which is a good thing. That is a beautiful thing. Maybe it won't reach the tens of 20 million plus, however many. That song has like 50, 60, 70 million views now, I think, the Rich Men North of Richmond. I understand that that's going to probably be his biggest song, and will forever be his biggest song, unless he puts out another one that's somewhat similar to it. But I'm happy to see that at least a couple million people are going to stick around and listen to all his other music, because this man deserves it. I think he's very unique. I've never heard anybody like him personally, as far as his voice, the way that he uses it. And I just like his calm approach, and he's just uniquely himself. And I think that that's what makes a really dope music artist. So I'm happy that we got some Oliver Anthony in the interview with Joe Rogan. He actually explains why he uses Oliver Anthony as his music name, because it's actually not his name. It's a part of his name, I believe, but I want to say he has a different first name. It might be something Oliver Anthony might be his name. I can't remember now, but he used it as an ode to his grandfather, I believe it was, who didn't find out until his 70s that his name was actually Anthony Oliver, I think, but people called him Oliver. I can't remember the exact story, but it's a really cool, interesting story, and it's just I don't know. It's a great interview. So I would just recommend that you guys check it out. Let me know what you guys thought of this down below. If you guys decide you're going to continue to rock with him, I want to know about it. Let me know. And if there's other stuff that he drops that I happen to miss, just hit me up and we will definitely dive into it. But till then, I will catch you in the next one, homies.
I don't believe in the future, so I just look to my past life. I take all the lessons I've learned and then I create me a moment you can't write. It's different than dreams, it's different than wishing for shit that you see. It's something you build, you gotta shed tears, and if you gon' live it, accept that you'll bleed. This ain't a drill, that's just a beat. This shit is real, cause that's what you need. This is the pill, that is the seat. Take you a moment before you concede. I got a lot of shit waiting on change, but every day wake up and do it the same. I'm sick of my mind, it's out of control. I thought it was fine, but that was a phase. I mean, it's like, I got a chance, why would I blow it? It's all that I have.